ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
मध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे
गुरुपरम्पराम्
गुरुपरम्पराम्
ॐ
ॐ
सहना भवतु
सहनं भवतु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनं
सह
भुनक्तु
वीर्यं
सह वीर्यं
कर्वावहै
करवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा
विद्विषावहै
विद्विषावहै। ॐ
शान्ति
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 शान्तिः
शान्तिः।
Om Tat Sat, Om Namah Shivaya, good morning.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
So now we are on the 23rd section of the second chapter, the second mantra. So we will chant the second and third mantras of section number 23. So please unmute yourself. Prajapatir Lokan Apyatapat
प्रजापते लोकानभ्यतपत्
Vibhyo Apyatapatebhya
तेभ्यो
येभ्यो
अभितपतेभ्यः
अभ्येतप्तेभ्यः
Trividya Samprastravat
त्रैविद्या
विद्या
सम्प्रासारत
Samprastravat
सम्प्राप्तवत्
सम्प्रास्त्रवत
Tam Abhyatapat
ताम्
तत्
अभ्यतपत
Tasya Abhitaptayaha
तस्या अभितम्
Etan Aksharani Samprastravant
एतान्यक्षराणि
एतान्यक्षराणि सम्प्रास्त्रवन्त
Bhurvasvaha iti
भूर्भुवस्वर इति
Tan Abhyatapattebhya
तान्
तान्यभ्यः
अभ्यतपतेभ्यः
Abhitaptabhya Omkara
अभितप्तभ्यो
अभितप्तेभ्य ओङ्कार
Samprastravat
सम्प्राप्तवत
Tadyatha Shanguna Sarvani Parnani
तद्यथा शङ्कुना सर्वाणि
सर्वाणि
पर्णानि
पर्णानि
Santrannani Evam
तन्त्रण्यान्येवम्
Omkarena Sarva Vak Santrana
ओंकारेण
ओङ्कारेण सर्ववाक्
Omkarena Sarva Vak Santrana
ओंकारेण
सन्त्रकारेण सर्ववाक् सन्त्रण
Omkara Eva Idam Sarvam
ओंकार
इदं सर्वम्
Omkara Eva Idam Sarvam
ओंकार
ओङ्कार एव इदं सर्वम्
So this is Omkara Stuti, and to give the importance of Omkara, a story is being given. Prajapatihi Lokan Abhyatapat. Lord Prajapati, that is Lord Brahmaji, Hiranyagarbha. Lokan, you have to supply. He wanted to understand the essence of the three lokas. So Lokan Abhyatapat, he meditated upon the three lokas. And once he meditated upon the three lokas, he arrived at the essence of the three lokas. So Traividya Samprastravat. He arrived at the three Vidyas, that is Rig Veda, Yajurveda, and Samveda. So that is the first step. He meditated upon the lokas because he wanted to understand the essence of the lokas. And after meditation, what did he get? He got the three Vedas, Rig, Sama, Yajur. Then Tam Abhyatapat. So Tam here refers to the three Vedas. He meditated upon the three Vedas and Etan Akshrani Samprastravanta Bhurbhuva Swapiti. The three Vedas, he understood the essence of the three Vedas as Bhuhu, Bhuvar, and Swaha. Right? Bhu, Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. These are three alphabets which were the essence of the three Vedas. And Tan Abhyatapat. So these three alphabets are called the Vyaratis. Three Vyaratis. Okay. Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. And he meditated upon them. Tan abhyatapat. And tebhyo abhitapatbhyah, having meditated upon these three alphabets, what happened? Omkara samprastravat. He understood that the essence was Omkara. So this is a sequence. First, there was a desire to understand what is the real essence of the three lokas. So he meditated upon the three lokas. He arrived at the three Vedas, Rik, Sama, Yajur. Then he meditated further upon three Vedas, arrived at Bhubhuva Swaha. He meditated upon these three alphabets, these three Bharatis, and arrived at Omkar. Thus, the final essence of the three lokas is Omkara. And therefore, we say that, in essence, Omkara alone pervades all the three lokas. Three lokas are, in essence, nothing but Omkara, right? That is to say, the Karanam of the three lokas is the Omkara itself. And the mantra gives example, Yatha Shankuna Sarvani Parnani Santrannani. So just as the Shankuna is the veins of the leaf. Shankuna Sarvani Parnani Santrannani. Just as the veins of the leaves pervade all the leaves, similarly, Omkarena Sarvavak Santranna. So all the Vedas, Sarvak here refers to the Vedas, the three Vedas, because Veda is Vak Sampradaya, right? So Omkarena Sarva Vak Santranna. Omkarena Sarva Vedaha Santranna. All the Vedas are pervaded by Omkara, and therefore Omkara eva idam sarvam. Hence Omkara is all this. Omkara eva idam sarvam. Second repetition indicates the end of the section. Third section is over. This story we have told before in many places in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Upanishads also. But this is the source where it comes from. This mantra is the source where the story is taken from. Okay. Now we go to Chaturvimsha Khandaha, the 24th section. We will chant the two mantras. So please unmute yourself. Brahmavadino vadanti
ब्रह्मवादिनो
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 वदन्ति
वदन्ति
yadvasunam pratah savanam
यद्वसूनां
यत्सूनां
सूनां प्रातः
प्रातःस्तवनम्
सवनम्
rudranam madhyandinas savanam
रुद्राणां
रुद्राणां
माध्यन्दिनः
मान्दिनं दिनं
सवनम्
स्तवनम्
adityanam cha vishveshvam cha devanam tritiyas savanam
आदित्यानां
आदित्यानां
आदित्यानां च
विश्वेशां
विश्वेशां च
च
देवानां
देवानां
तृतीय सवनम्
तृतीयसवनम्
क्वतर्हि यजमानस्य
तर्हि
यजमानस्य
यजमानस्य
it is kwa, okay, kwa, half ka plus one, क्वतर्हि यजमानस्य
तर्हि
यजमानस्य
यजमानस्य
लोक इति स यस्तं
लोक इति स
लोकयितयस्तम्
यस्तम्
न विद्यात् कथं कुर्यात्
न
न
विद्यात्
विद्यात्
कथं
कथं
कुर्यात्
कुर्यात्
अथ विद्वान् कुर्यात्
अथ
अथ विद्वान् कुर्यात्
So in some of the karmas, some of the karma kanda rituals, they have to be done along with Sama mantra chanting, right? And there are some to be done three times, daily three times. And therefore they are called Prata Savanam, Madhya Dina Savanam, and Tritiya Savanam. Tritiya Savanam can also be taken as Sayam Savanam. So Prataha, Madhyandinaha, Sayaha, right? Morning, half day, that's afternoon, and Sayam is the evening. So three times they have to be done. The word Savanam literally means the oblation, the pouring, act of pouring, right? So if you are pouring the ghee into the fire, that is Savanam. So Prata Savanam, Madhyandina Savanam, and Sayam Savanam. There are three times that this pouring is to be done. And this mantra is saying that when the Yajamana is doing the savanams, the pouring, he should understand the details also before doing, right? And these details are being given in the mantras, following mantras. So now we will chant the next few mantras. We will chant from mantra number 4 to mantra number 16. Okay, it's quite a long thing. So let us comfortably chant. These are the details of the rituals, how they are to be done, and we'll give the details in a very brief manner. But chanting we must do. So please unmute yourself.
Acharya ji, we to do the third mantra as well.
Third one.
Yeah.
Third, we are not done.
No.
No, we didn't.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, it's on page 162.
It's the earlier mantra, is it? We have, no, that is the 23rd, what do you call,
Section.
Khanda. It is the 24th section.
Yeah, 24 section. We chanted mantra number
1 and 2.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The third one we have not chanted, right?
Nahi
Yeah.
kara.
So let me go and see. I don't have it notes. So let me just take that from here. One second.
Yeah.
Let me get the Gita textbook. I think that's much faster. Okay. The third mantra. Vaksantranonkaraha evedam sarva omkara evedam sarvam.
Again, Om Acharya, again we have some different Pura, Pratar, Nuvakasya.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was reading the 23rd section. It's 24th section. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to 24th section. So we have just finished second mantra.
Yes.
So Pura Pratanuvakasya
Pura pratanuvakasya
Upakaranat Jaganena
upakaranam jaghanena
Garyapatyasya
Garhapatyasya
Ud Udgangmuka Upavishya
mukha
Upavishya
upavishya
Savasavam Sama
davasavam
Savasavam
sama
Sama
Abhigayati
Gayati
gayati
Lokadwarama Pavarnu
lokadvaramapavanu
Pashyema Tvavayam Rajyaya iti
pashyetva vayam rajaya
Rajyaya iti
rajaya iti
Atha Juhoti Namnognye
Atha Juhoti Namogni
agne
Pritvikshite
Prithivichyate
pravishate
Lokakshite
lokakshite
Lokam me Yajamanaya
लोकं मे यजमानाय
यजमानाय
विन्द एष वै यजमानस्य
विन्दयैष वै यजमानस्य
लोक एतास्मि
लोक एतास्मि
अत्र यजमानः
अत्र यजमानः
पुरस्तादायुष्यवाः
पुरस्तादायुषः
अपजहि परीघम् इति
अपजहि परिहमिति
उक्त्वा उत्तिष्ठति
उक्त्वा
उक्त्वा
उत्तिष्ठति
उत्तिष्ठति
तस्मै वसवः प्रातः सवनम्
तस्मै
तस्मै
प्रातः सवनम्
प्रभावात्मवनम्
सम्प्रयच्छन्ति
सम्प्रयच्छन्ति
पुरा माध्यन्दिनस्य
पुरामादिनस्य
सवनस्य उपकरणात्
सवनस्य उपकरणात्
जगनेनाग्नि जगनेनाग्निधीर्यस्य
जगनेनाग्निधीर्यस्य
यज्ञस्य उपङ्मुख उपङ्मुख उपविश्य
उपमुख उपविश्य
सौराद्रम्
रौद्रम्
कामाभिगायति
कामागायति
लोकद्वारम् अपावारणु
लोकद्वारम् अपावर्णु
पश्येम
वार्णु
त्वा वयं वैरज्याय
पश्येम वयं वैराज्यम्
इति
इति
अथ जुहोति नमो
अथ जुहोति नमो
वायवे अंतरिक्षते
वायवे अंतरिक्षते अंतरिक्षते
अंतरिक्षते लोकक्षते
लोकक्षते
लोकं मे यजमानाय
लोकं मे यजमानाय
विन्द एष वै यजमानस्य
विन्द एष यजमानस्य
लोक एतास्मि
लोक एतास्मि
अत्र यजमान परस्तादायुषः
अत्र यजमानः परस्तादायुषः
स्वाहा अपजहि
स्वाहा अपजहि
परिघम् इति उक्त्वा
परिघमिति उक्त्वा
उत्तिष्ठति तस्मै रुद्रा
उत्तिष्ठति तस्मै रुद्रा
मध्यन्दिनं सवनम्
मध्यन्दिनं सवनम्
सम्प्रयच्छन्ति
सम्प्रयच्छन्ति
पुरा तृतीयसवनस्य
पुरा तृतीयसवनस्य
उपाकरणाजगनेन
उपाकरणजकनेन
आहवनीयस्य
नाहवनीयस्य
उद्गम्मुख उपविश्य
उद्गम्मुख उपविश्य
सादित्यं स वैश्वदेवम्
आदित्यं विश्वदेवं देवम्
सामाभिगायति
सामाभिगायति
लोकद्वारमपावार्णु
लोकद्वारमपावार्णु
पश्येम त्वा वयं स्वराज्याय इति
पश्येम त्वा वयं स्वराज्याय इति
आदित्यमथ वैश्वदेवम्
आदित्यमथ वैश्वदेवम्
Lokadvarma pavarnu.
लोकद्वारमपारनु
Pashyema tvavayam.
पश्येम त्वावयम्
Samrajya iti.
साम्राज्या इति
अथ जुहोति नम आदित्येभ्यश्च
अथ
अथ
जुहोति
जुहोति
नमः
नम
आदित्येभ्यश्च
आदित्येभ्यश्च
विश्वेभ्यश्च
विश्वेभ्यश्च
देवेभ्यो
देवेभ्यो
दीक्षिद्भ्यो
दिविक्षिप्तभ्यो
लोकक्षिद्भ्यो
लोकक्षिप्तभ्यो
लोकं मे यजमानाय विन्दत
लोकं मे
लोकं मे यजमानाय विन्दत
एष वै यजमानस्य लोक एतास्मि
एष वै
एष वै
यजमानस्य
यजमानस्य लोक
लोकेतास्मि
एतास्मि
अत्र यजमानपरस्तादायुषः
अत्र
अत्र यजमानाय
यजमानः
प्रस्तादायुषः
स्वाहा अपहत
स्वाहा अपहत
परिग्धम् इति उक्त्वा
परिघमिति उक्त्वा
उत्तिष्ठति
उत्तिष्ठति
तस्मा आदित्याश्च
तस्मा आदित्याश्च
विश्वे च देवाः
विश्वे च देवाः
तृतीयसमनं सम्प्रयच्छन्ति
तृतीयसवनं सम्प्रयच्छन्ति
एष वै यज्ञस्य
एष
एष वै यज्ञस्य
मात्रां वेद
मात्रां वेद
य एवं वेद
य
य एवं वेद
य एवं वेद
य एवं वेद
So without going into the word meanings and all, I'll briefly give you details. Each of these savanams, each of these offerings, there are 5 factors involved. One is the Sama Mantra Devata, then the Ahuti Devata, then the Agni. The Agni is given a name. The Agni in which you're offering the oblation, there's a name for the Agni. Then there's a Prarthana, right? That Prarthana is there in every one of the mantras. What is the Prarthana? Loka Dwaram Apavarno, meaning please open the door to the lokas. Right? So apajahi parikam, remove the bolt. So the basic prayer is lokadvaram apavarno, please open the door to these 3 lokas. How? Apajahi parikam, by removing the bolt or removing the latch. That's the third one, the prasana. And there is a phalam, the fifth one is the phalam. So Sama Mantra Devata, Ahuti Devata, name of the Agni, the Prarthana itself, and the Phalam. There are 5 factors. Okay. So these 5 factors you'll have to note down when you are, what do you call it, going through the class again, and you can make a table. So you can make a table with 4 columns. The first is the names, the second is the Prata Savanam, third is Madhyadina Savanam, and the fourth column is Tritiya Savanam. So for the Sama Devata, the Prata Savanam, we will go by the Savanams. Let's go by the Savanams. Prata Savanam, the first oblation of the morning. The Devata is Sama Devata. The name is Vasu. The Ahuti Devata is Agni. The name of the Agni is Gargya Patya Agni. Gargya Patya Agni. And the prayer is the same one. Lokadwaram Apavarnu. But here the Loka is Oloka, Prithvi Loka. What is the Phalam? Bhuloka Prapti. You will be master of the Prithvi Loka. You are able to follow? Prata Savanam, 5 factors are there. Samadevata called Vasu. Ahuti Devata, who is the Agni. Agni's name is Gargyapatya. The prayer is, please open the gate to the three lokas. And the loka in the Pratasavanam is Bhuloka. And therefore the phalam is Bhuloka. Right? Any doubt on that? Okay. Then we go to the Madhyan Dinam Savanam, the afternoon Savanam, afternoon oblation. There the Sama Devata is Rudra, the Ahuti Devata is Vayu, the Agni is called the Dakshinaha Agni, and the door, the prayer is Loka Dwaram Apavarno. Please open the door. And the Loka here is Bholoka, also called Antariksha Loka, Bholoka. Okay. And therefore the phalam is what? Bholoka Prapti. That is the Madhyam Dinam Savanam. Then the Tritiya Savanam is got Devatas, two Devatas, Aditya and Vishvedeva. That is the Sama Devata. The Ahuti Devata is the same, Aditya and Vishvedeva. Deva. The Agni's name is Ahavaniya Agni. So we have talked about these three types of Agnis earlier also in many, many classes. So the name of the Agni for the Tritiya Savanam is Ahavaniya Agni. The prayer is the same. Please open the door. But the Loka here is Swarga Loka. So Prata Savanam is Bhuloka. Madhyandina Savanam is Overloka. And Tritiya Savanam is Swargaloka. The Phalam is Swargaloka Praptihi. This table which I have given you is the summary of all these 16 mantras. 16 mantras just say all these things. And A Evam Veda indicates that the section is over and the second chapter is also over. Okay, any questions? I know it's very technical, but it's good to know sometimes at least. All right. So we will go on to the third chapter. So this is the Tritiya Dhyayaha, Prathama Khandaha, and we will chant the first four mantras. So please unmute yourself. असौ वा आदित्यो
असौ वा आदित्यो
आदित्यो
देवमदुत्तस्य
देवमधुतस्य
द्यौरेव
द्यौरेव
एव
तिरश्चीनव अंशः
तिरश्चीनव अंशः
अंशः.
So there's a this thing over there, dot over there, Tiraschinavam amshaha. Right? So Tiraschinava amshaha. Then Antariksham pupaha.
अन्तरिक्षं
अन्तरिक्षं
पूपः
पूपः
Marichaya putraha.
परिचयपुत्राः
Tasye ye prancho rashmayah.
तस्य प्राञ्चो रश्मयः
रश्मयः
Ta evasya prancho madhunangyah.
ता
सा
एवास्य
एवास्य प्राञ्चो
प्राञ्चो
मधुनाङ्ग्यः
मधुनायः
Ta evasya prancho madhunangyah.
ता
ता
एवास्य
एवास्य
प्राञ्चो
मधुनायः
Richa eva madhukritaha.
ऋच
ऋच
एव
एव
मधुकृतः
मधुकृतः
Rigveda eva pushpam.
ऋग्वेद
ऋग्वेद
एव
एव
पुष्णम्
Tam amrita apaha.
ता
अमृता
अमृता
आपः
आपः
Tava etarchaha.
तावा एतार्चः
Etam rigveda.
एतं ऋग्वेद
ऋग्वेद
Abhyatapam tasya.
अभ्यतपं तस्य
अभितप्तस्य यशस्तेजः
अभितप्तस्य
यशस्तेजः
इन्द्रियं वीर्यम्
इन्द्रियं वीर्यम्
इन्द्रियं वीर्यं
अन्नाद्यं रसो जायत
अन्नात् रसो जायत
तद्व्यक्षरत्
तद्व्यक्षरत्
तत्
तदा आदित्यम् अभितोषयत
तदा
आदित्यं
आदित्यं
भीतोषयः
तद्वा एतद् यद्
तद्वा एतद्यद्
एतद् आदितस्य रोहितं रूपम्
एतद् आदित्यस्य रोहितं रूपम्
So, in the first two chapters, remember that we dealt with Karmanga upasanas. Means they were part of other upasanas or karmas, right? Karma, anga, upasana. So, all the upasanas we dealt with so far in the first two chapters have been associated with some main karma. Right? They were not Swatantra upasanas. They had to be done with the karma. Now, this chapter deals with Swatantra upasanas. This chapter contains 19 sections. They're very small sections with very few mantras each. And various upasanas are being talked about. So, Asova Adityo Deva Madhu. You have to meditate upon Aditya, the Surya Devata, as Deva Madhu, the honey of the Devatas. And for this upasana, there is going to be a division of the sun into 5 layers. And each layer will be said to be one particular quality of madhu, quality of honey. Now, the question is, why is Surya said to be honey? Because generally in Shastra, madhu refers to that which is sweet for a jiva. And what is sweet for a jiva? Any bhoga vishayam, there's anything which is pleasant. So, karma phalam is the normal reference for madhu, right? And this is going to be talked about here. Tasya Dyaurevya Tiraschi Navamshaha. So here the Tiraschi Navamshaha is a rod which is horizontal. Okay. Tiraschi Navamshaha means a horizontal rod. And Tasya Daureva. This rod is the Dyaus, means Swarga. Dyau, Bhuvaloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka, right? So this rod is Swarga. And Antariksham Pupaha. Antariksham Apupaha. So Antariksham Apupaha. Apupaha means the honeycomb, right? So we're talking about honey, remember? So the honeycomb. So Antariksham Apupaha. The honeycomb is the Antariksha, that is Bhuvaloka. So the rod is Swargaloka. The honeycomb is Bhuvaloka. And Marichayaha Putraha. So Marichayaha here means the water particles in the atmosphere. They are the putraha, they are the eggs. So here it is not literally putraha, it's eggs. And tasya ye prancho rashmayaha. So the eastern rays of sun are what? Madhunadayaha are the nadis, the passages in which the honey is stored. Right? So you can think of it as long passages where honey is there. And richa eva madhukritaha. The Rig mantras, richa, madhukritaha, the one who extracts the madhu. Who extracts the madhu?
Honeybee.
The honeybee. Right? So richa eva madhukritaha. Madhukritaha means honeybee. Right? So honeybee has to extract the honey. And Rigveda eva pushpam. The rituals in the Rigveda are the flowers. Pushpam. What is the logic? From flowers, honey is extracted. That is what is the comparison? From Rigveda rituals, karma phalam is born. So from flowers, honey is born. From rituals, karma phalam is born. And ta amritaha apaha. The offerings are water and milk, right? Remember, bee removes the nectar from the flower, the honey from the flower, and therefore all the ahutis, the oblations, are what? That is the honey extracted from the flower, or rather the nectar extracted from the flower and then converted into honey by the bee. So this has to be explained, right? Shastra, according to Shastra, the flower itself doesn't contain the honey. It contains some sort of a juice, some nectar, you can say, and that is extracted by the honeybee and then converted into honey. So that's why he's talking like this. The liquid offerings is the water and the milk, and then the honeybee removes the nectar from the flower and converts it into honey. Right? So tava etarachaha etam rigvedaha abhyatapam. So just as the honeybee converts the nectar into honey, whatever offerings you give into the fire, those oblations, they are converted into karma phala. Tava etarachaha etam ridveda abhyatapam. And tasya abhitaptasya yashasteja indriyam viryam annadyam raso ajayata. The karma phalams that are extracted are what? Yashaha, tejaha, indriyam, viryam, annadyam, and rasa. So what are they? Yashaha, fame. Tejaha, power or brilliance. Indriyam. So here it's Indriyam Viryam. We take it together. Very powerful sense organs. Right? Annadyam. There is lot of strength or lots of food. And Rasaha. And drink is also there. Right? So water you can say. Now, why does he say Rasaha over here? Because just as there is from the flower, the bee first extracts the juice, the nectar, and then converts it to honey. Shastra is saying that the moment you give sorry, moment you give the offerings, the oblations into the fire, immediately karma phalam does not come. There is an intermediate stage. A little time elapses. Adrishtam stage is there. That stage is called rasaha, juice. And then tad vyaksharata tada adityam abhito ashrayata. So this rasa, vyaksharata, it flows. And where does it ashrayata, where does it have its support? Where does it rest? Tad adityam abhitaha. It rests in the Suryadeva and Aditya Devata. And tadva etat yad etat aditasya rohitam rupa. Now comes the description. And this rasa, which is resting in Surya Devata, that is the Rohitam, Rohitam Rupam, the reddish layer of the sun. Right? And this is the karma phalam produced by Rig Veda mantras or Rig Veda, the extraction by Rig Veda bees. Right? So in the setting sun or the rising sun, there is a reddish layer. He says this reddish layer is nothing but the karma phalam. And this is the meditation. This is the upasana. Highly imaginative. So you have to have a lot of imagination to do these upasanas. Now we look at Dvitiya Khandaha of the third chapter. We will read the first three mantras. Atayeyasya dakshina
अथ ये
अथ
ये तस्य दक्षिणा
दक्षिणा
रश्मयः ता एवास्य
रश्मयः
रश्मयः
एवास्य
एवास्य
दक्षिणा मधुनाड्योः
दक्षिणा
दक्षिणा मधुनाड्योः
युंशेव
यजुष्येवः
मधुकृतो यजुर्वेद
मधुकृतो यजुर्वेद
एव पुष्पम्
एव
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 पुष्पम्
पुष्पम्
ता अमृता आपः
ता अमृता
अमृता
आपः
आपः
तानि वा एतानि
तानि वा
तानि वा
एतानि
एतानि
यजूंषि एतम्
जुंशीयेतम्
यजुर्वेदम् अभ्यतपम्
यजुर्वेदम् अभ्यतपम्
तपम्
तस्य अभितप्तस्य
तस्य अभितप्तस्य
अभितप्तस्य
तस्य अभितप्तस्य
तस्य अभितप्तस्य
अभितप्तस्य
यशस्तेज
यशस्तेज
तेज
वीर्यम् अन्नाद्यम्
वीर्यमन्नाद्यम्
वीर्यम् अन्नाद्यम्
रसो जायत
रसो
रसो जायत
तद्व्यक्षरत्
तदक्षरत्
तदक्षरत्
तदा आदित्यम् अभितोष्वयत्
आदित्यमभितोषयत्
आदित्यादित्यम् अभितोषयत
तद्वा एतद्यदेतत्
तद्वा
एतद्
एतत्
एतद्
आदितस्य शुक्लम् रूपम्
आदित्यस्य शुक्लम्
शुक्लं रूपम्
So another face of the sun is being talked about. Okay. Yajumshya eva madhukritaha. So here Yajumshi mod means what? Yajurveda. So this is the madhukritaha. The B here is the Yajurveda mantra. And Yajurveda eva pushpa. And the Yajurveda, the rituals from the Yajurveda, they are the flowers. And ta amritaha apaha. The ahuti is the liquid nectar. And this nectar is converted into honey. And therefore the karma phalam, of course, is the same as in the earlier mantra. Yashastejaha, Indriyam, Viryam, and Natyam. And what happens? Rasaha. This honey flows into Surya and resides there. And Adityasya Shukalam Rupam. The white, brilliant white part of the sun, the inner portion of the sun, the white layer, that is the Yajurveda Karma Phalam. The earlier one was what? Rigveda Karma Phalam. This is Yajurveda Karma Phalam. Okay. Now we go to Tritiya Khandaha. The three mantras we will chant. Athayesya Pratyancho
अथ ये प्रत्यञ्चो
Rashmaya Ta Evasya
रश्मयता एवास्य
एवास्य
Praticho Madhunadyaha
प्रतीच्यो
तीचो
मधुनाड्यः
मधुनाड्यः
Samanyeva Madhukrita
सामान्येव
सामान्येव
मधुकृतः
मधुकृतः
Tamaveda Eva Pushpam
सामवेद
सामवेद
एव
एव
पुष्पम्
पुष्पम्
Ta Amrita Apaha
ता अमृता
अमृता
आपः
आपः
Tani Va Etani Samani
तानि वा
तानि वा
एतानि
एतानि
सामानि
सामानि
Etam Samavedam Abhyatapam
एतं
एतम्
सामवेदम्
अभ्यतपम्
अभ्यतपम्
Tasya Abhitaptasya
तस्याभितप्तस्य
अभितप्तस्य
Yashasteja Indriyam
यशस्तेज इन्द्रियम्
यशस्तेजेन्द्रियम्
Viryam Annadyam
वीर्यमन्नद्यम्
Rasojayata
रसो
रसोजायत
Tadvyaksharata
तदव्यक्षरत्
तदव्यक्षरत
Tadadityam Abhitoshrayata
आदित्य
अदादित्यम्
अभितोषयत्
अभितोषयत्
Tadva Etat Yad Etat
तद्वा
तद्वा
एतद् यद्
एतद् यद्
एतत्
एतद्
Aditasya Krishna Rupam Krishnam Rupam
आदित्यस्य
आदितस्य
कृष्णं
कृष्णं
रूपम्
रूपम्
Okay. So now we are talking about Pratyancho Rashmayaha, the western rays of the sun, of the rays of the sun, Madhunadayaha, which are the nadis containing the honey, and in that Samani eva Madhukrataha. The Sama mantras are the honeybees, and Samaveda eva Pushpam, the Samaveda karma, Samaveda rituals are the flowers, and Ta Amrita Apaha, the Amritam, the nectar, is the offering, the liquid offering. Apa here is not water, it is a liquid. And what happens? That nectar is converted into honey, which is karma phalam. What are the karma phalam? Same. Yashas tejaha, indriyam, viryam, annadyam. And rasaha. In that intermediate stage, before the before the karma is converted into karma phalam, rasaha, it is the intermediate stage. It remains adrishtam. You cannot see it. And where does it go? Tyad Tad it flows into the sun and it occupies one more layer of the sun, Adityasya Krishnam Rupam. And this is seen as the dark spots in the sun, what we call sunspots. This is what they're talking about. Adityasya Krishnam Rupam. These are the karma phalams which will remain there in potential state until such time as time for fruition, time for it to be, experienced by the persons. So we will do one more khandaha. Hopefully we can finish that. Chaturtha khandaha, the three mantras. Athayesyo dancho
अथ एष्योदञ्चो
rashmayata evasyo dichyo
रश्मयस्ता एवास्योदीच्यो
madhunadayaha
मधुनाडयः
atharvangirasa eva
अथर्वा आङ्गिरस एव
madhukrata itihasa
मधुकृत इतिहास
puranam pushpam ta amrita apaha
पुराणं पुष्पम् अमृता आपः
Deva ete atharvangirasa
देवायते अथर्वा अङ्गिरस
etat itihasa
एतद् इतिहास
Puranam abhyatapam
पुराणमप्यतपम्
tasya abhitaptasya
तस्य अभितप्तस्य
yashasteja indriyam
यशस्तेज इन्द्रियम्
viryam annadyam
वीर्यमन्नाद्यम्
rasojayata
रसोजायत
tadvyadaksharat
तद्व्यक्षरत्
adityam abhitoshrayat
आदित्यम् अभितोषयत्
tadva etadyat etat
तद्वा एतद्यदेतत्
aditasya param krishnam rupam.
आदित्यस्य परं कृष्णं रूपम्
So you should note that the earlier mantra contained Krishnam Rupam and this is Param Krishnam Rupam. So Udancha Rashmaya. Udancha means the rising of the northern rays of the sun. Atharva Angirasa Eva Madhukritaha. The Atharva Veda is the honeybee. Now, if you follow the sequence of the other mantras, Atharva Vedic ritual should be the flowers, right? Look at the other mantras. What is the flower? It is the Veda which is the flower. But here he says Atharva Veda is the honeybee. And there is a reason for that. Because Atharva Veda has no Vedic rituals basically. And that is why we connect only Rik, Sama and Yajurveda to the Vaidika Karma. What is the use of the Atharva Veda? In the olden days, the rituals were very, very long. Some of them would last for weeks and maybe months together. And all the times, oblations can't be taking place, right? But the rule is that once you enter the Vedashala, Yajna Shala, You should not leave until the yajna is complete. Right. So you have to be there throughout the yajna. And therefore they're required to stay there. And the rule was, of course, that you should not. Why should you not go? Because Vedic yajna is being done and your entire focus should be there and there should be no worldly duties taken up during the time of the yajna. And then what to do therefore when the actual chanting was not going on, actual rituals were not going on. So there used to be a event of telling stories which contained dharmic lessons. And this was called Pariplavaha, telling stories containing spiritual lessons. And these stories would be from all the scriptures, Itihas, Purana, historical, mythological. What was the idea? That your mind should be soaked with spiritual stories, dharmic stories. And this is what is being mentioned here. So, Itihasa Puranam Pushpam. This is the karma which the Atharva Veda is meant for doing. They are going to give you the stories from there. And Pariplavaha is the flowers. And Ta Amrita Apaha. Remember here, there is no separate Apaha, there is no separate Ahuti. But the phalam comes out of the very Shravanam itself, Shravanam of the stories. And this phalam, which is Adrishta, of course, it flows into the sun and forms the Param Krishna, the darker portion. So if you look at the sun, there's a dark spot and there's a darker portion, which is the fourth layer. This is the use of Atharva Veda in the ritual. Okay. So with this, we'll stop because the next is a slightly longer Khandaha. We'll stop over here. Any questions? Remember, you may be not able to connect to all this, right? Because we don't do that. That is okay. As long as you remember that these things were there, it is fine. So with this, we'll stop for today. Thank you for your patience. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Tat Sat Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you for your patience.